21 times Grand Slam winner, on his way to Australia to defend the Australian Open. And something very odd seems to have happened. Now, he hasn't confirmed publicly that he's not been vaccinated, but he's made very critical comments about the vaccine in previous times. He apparently had applied to get an exemption to go into Victoria State, yet he arrives in Australia, is met with public condemnation from a country that has been locked down far more than we have over the course of the last 21 months. And suddenly the Prime Minister makes a statement, and he's now being held in a hotel pending an appeal on Monday. What the hell is going on down under? Have the Australians lost the plot? Have they become a banana republic? What's happening? Well, joining me on the phone is Dr. Amanda Owens, leading sports psychologist and former GB tennis player. And Amanda, he presumably didn't get on that plane without having some form of agreement.
No, absolutely. And he got the medical exemption from the Victorian government. And obviously, the state, sorry, I beg your pardon. So there's obviously, he got on the plane thinking that and believing that he was going to compete in the Australian Open and defend his title. And obviously, it's hugely important for Djokovic. And he's wanting to surpass Nadal and Federer's Grand Slams. And it's a very unusual situation. However, one that he's being detained and held in a hotel room, and it's not the greatest situation at all for him psychologically or for his well-being, really.
No, and I don't see much support. I don't see much encouragement from other leading tennis players regarding his plight.
I think Djokovic knew, as the world number one, let's not forget this, he knows the rules, and indeed the rules were made very explicit to him regarding the requirement for necessary and sufficient medical evidence for the exemption. He also knows, as the world number one, but also competing tennis player, the rules around competing in the Australian Open. This was made clear to him months ago. So I personally think, it's a very difficult situation, especially, with your previous discussion regarding, should we have vaccinations as mandatory? Well, it's a human right to decide whether one has one or not. But coming back to, that's not I'm a, sports psychologist. So, it's the impact it's going to have on him. And indeed, I believe he's allowed to use his phone, but he's being held, and, unless this hearing goes his way, which it seems to be very unlikely, then he will be deported on Monday. And no, there isn't. It's causing a very diversive and a lot of furore around the world, really, regarding, I think, the division here about whether one gets vaccinated or not. And certainly, within tennis, I think it's very important.
It's extraordinary. Amanda Owens, thank you for joining us, giving us your thoughts. I don't think it's tennis that's in disrepute. It's Australia that's in disrepute. Funny, isn't it? Through the pandemic, states' rights have become an issue. Australia seems to me to have gone back quite a few years. I said, are we discriminating unfairly against the unvaccinated? Well, I guess Djokovic, in a sense, is a case in point.